Hi y'all, today we're going to complain. So, PlanetSide 2, in lieu of having the development team be radio silent for the last 6 months, well, they finally made an announcement. These are the big news that we were supposedly hoping for. And this is bad. We're going to actually talk about two things today. We're going to talk about Outfit Wars being a thing, and we're going to talk about the medtool changes. I'm not going to log in game to show you because Connery is still dead, and that'll be part of our discussion. But nonetheless, here we are. So, first thing first, Outfit Wars. Why? Just genuinely, why? Look, okay, I'm gonna pull open Hanu. It is currently 7 p.m. on a Friday night on Connery. We have 300 players online. This server cannot hold Outfit Wars. Emerald is okay because everyone plays on Emerald nowadays. The other servers, it's obviously not primetime for, but the point is, there's not enough players for Outfit Wars to be, like, a thing. And every time we've had Outfit Wars in the past, it has significantly worsened fight quality on live, and it has significantly led to population issues, because people are just going to be playing Outfit Wars matches, which means that the actual live server, where 90% of the players like to play the game, is just bad. And because Outfit Wars causes such major burnout, the pop's going to fall even harder. Additionally, a lot of skilled players are leaving the game because, like, there's so many fuck things going on. Like, Oshur exists, construction exists, the dev team have been radio silent, there's a med tool change that we're going to talk about that basically just killed medic play. Like, why? I think when the dev team said, oh, big news, we were hoping for either something with Oshur, because Oshur is bleeding players. Oshur alone is killing the game, honestly. Removing Oshur would probably stop most of the bleeding that's going on. Or, say, Fortification, which was a total waste of... Like, we still don't really know what the devs are doing. We have Outfit Wars, wow, over the holidays, where people don't really want to play because the last matches, like, some of the last matches take place by, like, the holidays. I don't get why. People aren't going to be able to play. Especially get that they're going to be at 8 p.m., which is like prime family dinner sort of time. Like, I genuinely don't know what the point of Outfit Wars is here. I mean, cool, they're using Nexus again. Cool, it's 1v1. Cool, you can fight the same factions. But this is the same thing that happened before. Like, this isn't exciting. Outfit Wars was only exciting the first time around because it was dumb, and we could all laugh at it being 1v1v1 and terrible. Now, it's just a total waste of dev time. Like, this is... If you want to convert the Outfit Wars assets into something usable for the game, make Nexus a regular continent that can play in off hours when there's less than, say, 150 players. Because as it stands, Nexus has 2 teams of 48. That's 100 players. Expand the limit to 150, make it a low-pop continent, just sort players into Team Red or Blue, because there's already same faction fighting. NC outfits can play other NC outfits. The tech is already there. So you can single-handedly save. Not that Nexus doesn't have its problems, I won't pretend to think that Nexus is a perfect solution. But if there's nothing going on, I sure as shit would rather play on a small continent actually designed for low player counts than have to sentence myself to Mirror Bay Watchtower or Excavian, whatever it's called now. The Crown, Ascent. Like, this would be infinitely better as a low-pop solution than what we currently have. And it would help solve the Oshur problem of Oshur's open but nobody's online because nobody actually wants to play Oshur, and then Oshur stays open forever because nobody actually wants to play Oshur. This seems like a pretty simple fix. I won't pretend to know if the tech is in place to allow multiple players on different factions to be sorted into red or blue teams, but at the very least, this would be a good off-hour solution. It would at least improve things, and, like, this just isn't exciting anymore. We're, what, 3 years from the first Outfit Wars battle now? Like, we have Desolation, which is just a rotting asset that nobody uses. We have Nexus, which is basically just a rotting asset that nobody uses. This is just weird. It's very out of touch. This isn't what the community has been asking for. Nobody really gives a shit about Outfit Wars. Like, this doesn't really make sense. This doesn't solve the main problem right now with the game, where the game is bleeding players because we're not getting anything. And there are long-standing issues that just aren't being fixed. Like, here, let me give you a very short, like, 3 or 4 step solution to stop the bleeding. I will note I am a Connery player, which has the lowest server pop nowadays, and I am very bitter. Step 1, remove Oshur. It's okay if you like playing on Oshur. You just have to understand that 95% of the player base does not like playing on Oshur and will generally leave. We know via hard data that Oshur has the most low pop alerts by far. Like, it is a significant disparity how much low pop alerts happen on Oshur compared to the other continents. You can even look at population, like, pre-Oshur and post-Oshur during, like, a given night on a server, and you will see a significant fall-off because people don't like playing Oshur. So, step 1 to fixing this game's bleeding population problem: remove Oshur. Step 2. Now, this one is probably a little controversial, but I would actually make Deployment Shield on Sunder significantly tankier. In my humble opinion, one of the biggest problems with off-hours fights, and the game in general, is absolute rodents being able to just go nuke Sundays. And my advice would be to just make Deployment Shield significantly tankier. We're talking 5k, 7.5k bonus HP. Because I think right now it's 2,500 on top of the regular Sunder's 5,000. I think doubling it to 5,000 or making it even 7,500, obviously you can play around with this, would make Sunder significantly harder to solo kill. Like, and the reason I would say put this on the Deployment Shield is that so the Battle Bus playstyle doesn't really come back. I know the developers don't want that to come back. I'm fine with Battle Bus coming back. Trust me, I'd rather just make the base Sunder itself tankier. But at the very least, make Deployment Shield tankier, so spawns don't just die. Fuck, if you're gonna bring back AI targeting, let me have one single gun on top of my Sunder that has AI targeting. Maybe then the construction mains will learn to actually jump into a real battle. So, step 3 would just be to merge Connery and Emerald. I won't pretend to know what the Soltech, Miller, or Cobalt situations are like, but Connery is completely in the ditch. Like I said, we're at 300 players during prime time on a Friday night. That's not acceptable. Like, no, this is the reason I'm not playing the game. I enjoy PlanetSide for what it is. Like, I've been playing this game for 8 years. Trust me, I want to see this game succeed. I really like PlanetSide. But why would I log in to a 300-player server where the fights are just bad, or there are none, when I can play a game like Battlefield 4, or fuck, BattleBit Remastered? Shit, name pretty much any other shooter. If I want to play low-pop fights, I'll just go play a shooter that does those low-pop fights more fun and better. I'm playing PlanetSide because I want a lot of players, I want a lot of fights on the map. Connery is 300 players. How many fights do you think you're getting on a map? Think about it. So, yeah, it seems pretty simple, but you never know. Now, part 2 of this video, because I'm really enjoying bitching, and what else am I going to talk about with PlanetSide? I don't play the game anymore, Lamau. They pushed a medtool change on the 25th. So, the description is, fix the medical tool being interrupted by players and vehicles. Static collision like walls, roofs, and cover objects will still break line of sight. So, Eternal, on r/PlanetSide, I will link this in the description, wrote up an excellent post with testing. Basically, skilled medic play as we know it is dead. You know how, if you would go to revive someone who's around a corner, you hook onto them and you duck back behind the corner so that you don't actually get shot to shit? Or maybe you're reviving someone and you're looking around, so you're scanning your surroundings so you know what might be a risk. Or you're, say, behind a low wall and you aim your head fully down because it lowers where your head hitbox is so that you don't get headshot just barely above the railing. You can't do any of that anymore. So basically, hard cover, hard terrain, like anything solid, breaks the revive tether. Changing, like moving your line of sight more than 90 degrees around the target breaks the revive tether. So you can't look around, you can't really look down because it will just snap the tether. You can't clip bodies, like I said. Hard light barriers break the tether. Why is this a thing? The change works for heals as well, so if somebody's running away from you, or runs behind a wall, your heal just snaps, because fuck you. And he writes here that if you have partial line of sight on a dead body, the part of the body you need to look at to initiate a revive is incredibly inconsistent. So, my theory on this is it's probably tied to the center of the body, or at least the lower chest. Whatever the case, this is weird. This isn't how it's worked. And it's just weird, because why was this changed? Look, if this had been in the game from day one, I wouldn't give a shit. I think, because here's the thing, if the medic tool was always like this from day one, where you couldn't clip it through terrain, you couldn't look around while you were rezzing or healing someone, Okay, whatever. Like, that would have just been a mechanic accepted in the game at the start. Changing it nearly 11 years into the game, where a lot of how to abuse the revive tool is a lot of what makes a good medic, on top of being a good player in general, but knowing how to abuse the revive tool is an important part of medic play. Why would they change this? Like, what? Like, I don't get it, because all this is going to do is going to make revive nade spam even more important. Because why would you try and push and medtool someone and use cover and play intelligently when you can just chuck 4 res nades into a room and revive the room from complete safety? Genuinely extremely baffling change. It doesn't feel good to play around. It's just not fun. Why would they change this? I genuinely don't care if they were fixing a bug. This is completely fucked medic play. And I don't even pretend to be a particularly great medic. I don't play a lot of medic, but it feels like shit. And in that regard, I think it's safe to say this dev team is out of touch. We don't need silly med tool changes to make it more consistent when in reality it just kills medic play. We don't need shitty outfit wars that nobody actually gives a shit about that will just end up ruining live play even further. We need Oshur changes, preferably air removal. We need spawn changes. We need lattice changes. We need server merges. We need balancing, because some things are still fucked. Like, why? Funnily enough, one last thing, in the tweet where they mentioned that the reason they're doing outfit wars is because it's a big name thing, they highlighted a quote that Kamikaze78 said about it, and they spelt his name wrong in the tweet. It's extremely minor, but it really makes you think. Do you think they know that this is just dumb? I don't want to say that, like, oh, the developers are interested in P or the execs are just making them push outfit wars. It's gotten to the point where I genuinely cannot tell if the dev team cares about the game, doesn't care about the game, is just trolling at this point. Like, I genuinely don't know. I don't have confidence in PlanetSide. I don't intend to return to the game until changes are made, or at the very least a Connery Emerald merge happens. I put up with a lot of bullshit, but I'm not putting up with, like... Connery is usually like 150 player prime time now. Like, that's not playable to me. And all the people are like, oh, just make a new character on Emerald. Yeah, I've been playing my Connery characters for years. I have unobtainable content on both of them. My NSO character has some of the rarest items in the game. Like, just make a new character on a new server. No. Anyway, I'm bitching. Let me know what you think in the comments. I really just wanted to complain, because this is just dumb. I care about this game, I really do. I've made like hundreds of videos, or not hundreds, but I've made like 100 videos on this stupid game because I care about it. This is just dumb. This is tone deaf. This makes genuinely no sense. I have no clue what Rogue Planet are doing. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I don't even have words. Like, it's just mind-bogglingly stupid.